What it do, guys? Your boy JangleX, and welcome back to Nursery Rhyme. So today we're gonna be checking. I'm sorry if I mess up your ears, bro. I'm so sorry. Today we're gonna be watching this YouTube Iceberg explain. So Biggest, the boy Biggest, really wants me to check out more Iceberg videos. He is very obsessed with it, by the way. So if you guys also obsessed with Iceberg videos, or if any of you guys like Iceberg videos, let me know in the comments below. Let me know that Biggest is not the only guy that's asking me to watch this. So let's go ahead and check this video out. All right. So we got a YouTube Iceberg explain joint
uploaded to YouTube nearly every minute. There's bound to be some pretty weird and wacky stuff on this platform. This YouTube Iceberg,
damn,
some
that's
of the
a
weirdest
lot.
things YouTube has to offer. So if you clicked on this video,
by the way,
you
this is
probably
37
already
minutes.
know how an iceberg chart works. But just in case, basically the higher up entries on the iceberg chart are supposed to be like pretty common knowledge, pretty well-known facts and information relating to
I got
YouTube.
you.
You know, stuff that's just kind
Information,
of the
facts,
but the farther down
all that
the
analysis,
entries on the
data
iceberg are, the more obscure and like mysterious they're supposed to be.
My man has an exclamation mark and
where did
question
this
mark on that
iceberg
one.
come
Why?
from?
That's
Reddit.
what I want.
Yeah, I'm just as disappointed as you.
Comes from
but it doesn't
Reddit?
stop this iceberg from being interesting nonetheless. Why don't we take a look at this iceberg and try and identify and define all the entries on it? I'm gonna get some of that Minecraft gameplay going to help lighten the mood because things are gonna get kind of weird.
why not?
Here we
It's gonna get super weird
go.
because I don't watch icebergs like that, but Biggest is a success. He says the only thing he watches on my channel is icebergs, and I don't know how I feel about that. So,
So
my
what I
gosh.
think this entry on the list is referring to is just the copious amounts of really weird, like nursery rhyme YouTube videos aimed towards kids on YouTube. So of course on YouTube you've got a lot of normal nursery rhyme videos. We're talking like these kind of like educational music videos that are aimed towards kids to like help them learn stuff.
Well, yeah,
But for some
it's like a
reason, there's
big hit
also
with
this
those
kind
kids,
of like
which is
subgenre of
crazy.
these nursery rhyme videos that are just super weird. Like this subgenre of nursery rhyme videos we're talking about
The
here are
heck? Oh,
usually
that's
categorized by their
that
super
thing.
low budget and like super low effort look to them. They typically hold very little educational value, if any at all, and a lot of the time they are like barely even what could be considered a nursery rhyme. Like a lot of the time it's like barely even music.
Lion.
Is that from his side or my side? I'm tripping.
And
Is it? Oh, it's from his side.
All this,
I
some
was
of
just
these
short.
videos garner absolutely
man.
huge amounts of views. Basically,
Wow.
it's just really weird. Mobile
Learn
game
about
ads.
fruits?
YouTube kind of has this tendency to give people really weird and really misleading ads for mobile games.
I kind of want to see
Sometimes
if it
the
actually
actual
works with the
videos
algorithm on
gives you are
YouTube
just super
to making
low
those little
quality,
weird little
super
kid
low
videos.
effort.
I'm about to make a whole second
No
channel to see if
sense,
it
and
works.
Sometimes
If
the
I get
game
big
that
numbers,
it's
that'll be
advertising
crazy.
for looks nothing like it does in the advertisement, and it's just super weird and really stupid. Logan Paul's Suicide Forest.
Oh,
Back
no.
towards the end of
I don't wanna see
2017,
that.
popular YouTube vlogger Logan Paul went to Okigara Forest in Japan, a forest known to have many people kill themselves in it. Basically, Logan Paul went to this forest and filmed a dead guy in it. But not only did he just film the dead guy, he put it in one of his vlogs and uploaded it to YouTube.
It's the most
Believe it or
stupid
not, the
thing he
video
ever
was not
did.
received particularly well, and it was promptly taken down, though in a lot of ways the damage had already been done. Logan Paul received a lot of deserved criticism, and the whole situation made a lot of news headlines, and the whole situation was just really messed up and terrible. Looking back on this whole thing, though, it really was just kind of a road bump in Logan Paul's career, considering he's still on YouTube. Nowadays, he's making Pokemon card unboxing videos. Bots.
Oh, yeah, I heard
this
that.
entry
I heard
on
that
the
he
list
got
is
a
little bit
fake
random,
one
but
that he
I'm
paid
pretty
mad
sure
money
it's
for.
just referring
Dummy.
to just bots you can find on YouTube. I think this entry on the list is probably specifically talking about like comment bots. You know how sometimes if you go
Oh,
into
yeah, the
comments of a YouTube
bots.
video,
Oh my
there'll be
God, those
commenters
guys
that
are
not actual people,
annoying.
but they're just bots, and they usually say
Guys, real quick, if you are like a small YouTube channel, do not, I repeat, do not reply to a bot, especially if you're new to YouTube. Like you pretty much don't know much about the bots yet, but maybe you have a kind of idea what it is, but do not click on it. Supposedly they hack your account and stuff like that, so please be very, very careful with that. All right.
they just
I
really
had them.
stupid
I had them on
and
my
mean
comments. I just delete the
The odd
comments.
ones out is a furry.
And I'm scared because
So-
I'm scared 'cause I don't know who is who and who is real, you know. So that's the scary
The Odd
part.
Ones Out is a pretty popular storytime animation YouTube channel. His videos are pretty alright, though I guess there's been a little bit of a rumor floating around recently that The Odd Ones Out is a furry. I guess people often cite the fact that he has a $1,000 fursuit head that has made a lot of
Furry!
appearances in his videos and
Oh my God.
pictures on social media, and that he talks about furries a lot in his videos a lot. So is The Odd Ones Out a furry? There are some people out there that are super convinced The Odd Ones Out is a furry. Though if you ask me, he's
I see
probably
like
not.
a couple,
Just
3
straight up, he
furries on
probably
his
isn't.
banner.
If you ask me, I think The Odd Ones Out probably finds it kind of funny that people call him a furry, so he just kind of plays into the joke because it's funny.
Hey, why
though
not?
with this kind of
Screw it,
stuff,
right?
you never be too certain. Furries are a weird breed out there, and you never know what they're gonna do. Fake claw machine videos. So
Wait,
on
what?
YouTube, there's a pretty big genre of videos
fake
that
claw
are centered
machine?
around claw machine games. These videos are usually about people winning prizes and stuff out of claw machines, and you know, the thumbnails and titles of these videos would lead you to believe that the people in these videos
An
are
orange
legitimately
claw
winning
machine.
prizes from these claw machines.
No way.
Although much of the time, these videos are pretty much fake. A lot of the time, the people in these videos aren't like going out to an actual arcade and winning prizes from actual claw machines. What often happens in a lot of these videos, though, is people will have their own like personal claw machines that they have.
Oh,
total
yeah, I
control
know
over,
about
they can, like,
those.
control the
They do that for
likelihood
also for,
of them winning
shoes.
a prize out of, and they'll make it look like it's a legit claw machine at an arcade. When in
That's
reality,
weird. I never
it's
ran into
like
one
their
of those,
own personal
actually.
thing that they have total control
I always
over.
wanted to
YouTubers
run into one of those
threatened
machines,
on
but
the dark
I
web.
can never find
There
one
are
here,
a
which
lot
is
of
weird.
things this entry could potentially be referring to, but I'm pretty sure this is kind of a joke entry on the Iceberg. On YouTube, there's a pretty big genre of videos about people basically pretending to be abducted by people on the dark web, or like buying mysterious things off the dark web or whatever. These videos are often like super clickbaity and
Well, yeah, obviously.
kids a lot of the time, and they're super
They know what they're
stupid.
doing.
And I think this entry on the list
They exactly know what they're
making a
doing.
joke
They're not
about it.
retarded.
Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe there was a YouTuber that was legitimately threatened by the dark
Even
web.
them,
I don't
even
know,
themselves,
Don't
even
Hug
though
Me,
they
I'm
it's bullshit.
Scared.
Like, come
Don't
on,
Hug
it's
Me, I'm Scared is a
BS.
pretty popular series on YouTube. The series kind of like parodies the likes of Sesame Street or the Muppets, and the whole series kind of tells this really
Oh yeah,
vague
don't hug me, I'm
story
scared.
that
Yeah,
people
I
like,
watched
people
that.
write
That
about.
is
It's a
that's
pretty good
crazy. That
series.
video.
There isn't really anything legitimately mysterious about it, but it is.
When you guys got me into that, watching that stuff,
AVI.
man, that thing
So
got
This
creepy.
entry on the Iceberg refers to a pretty mysterious video that's been uploaded on YouTube under many different names, although the most popular upload of the video is called blankroomsoup.avi.
The heck?
Basically, the video shows this man sitting in a pretty blank room eating soup while these weird two costumed figures.
Oh, I gotta
approach
watch
him
that.
from behind
I never heard
and
of
start
this.
patting him on the back while he's crying. There are many rumors as to where this video originates from and
What the
what its
heck?
true meaning is. Some people like to claim that this video came from the dark web and the man in the video is being held hostage by the two costumed figures. Although this is an interesting theory,
Kinda
there
something like
is
from an
pretty much
anime.
no evidence to back it up like whatsoever.
I can see
The
this in
characters
anime.
in the
I ain't gonna
video
lie.
are known as Ray Ray, and they are the creations
Ray.
of the American animator and director Raymond S. Percy. Ray Ray have appeared
Never heard
in a
of
lot
him.
of Raymond S. Percy's personal work, such as like stage shows and a couple of like videos on YouTube that were made by him. According to Raymond S. Percy, the costumes were stolen from him after a performance on the Hollywood Sunset Strip in the early 2000s. Raymond S. Percy has been reported to claim that the Soup.avi video was made by the people who stole the costumes from him, and the video was sent to him as kind of a weird fan letter or something like that. Whether or not the
Okay.
story is true is inconclusive, so make what you want out of this monstrosity of a video.
Suicide
Mouse. So,
Oh,
Suicide
Suicide Mouse.
is this pretty old creepypasta about this like lost Mickey Mouse cartoon that caused people to kill themselves after watching it. This has led a lot of people to like pretend to upload this lost episode of Mickey Mouse to YouTube. It's a pretty, it is what it is. It's Salad Fingers. Salad Fingers. is this, like, flash
Yeah, yeah, you
animation
know, guys, it
series
is what
on
it
YouTube.
is. Straight
It's
to
pretty
Salad
good. It's
Finger.
about
I'm
this weird
sweet.
green guy named Salad Fingers and the weird, desolate wasteland world that he resides in. It's pretty spooky. It's pretty good. User 666. So on YouTube, there's a channel called Nana825763 that has a video
Yeah.
on it called Username 666. The video shows this guy going on YouTube and trying to search for a channel called 666, but only to find that the channel has been suspended. Eventually, though, the guy in the video starts like reloading the page to see if he can find the channel 666, and as he starts reloading the page, YouTube begins to get more and more distorted and weird, and eventually, after reloading the page enough times, the YouTube
What
channel
the
666
heck?
does appear. The guy in the video then goes on to click on the YouTube channel 666 and watch some of the videos on it, and believe it or not, some of the imagery in the videos are really weird, and then there's a jump scare, and then the video's over. So, I mean, this obviously kind of goes without saying, but, you know, this video isn't real. I mean,
I kind of want to try it.
Video using
No,
666
stop it.
has a lot of other content
Don't do it.
very similar to it. Lots of other YouTube videos.
I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I do that?
Spooky
Let me know in
and
the comments
scary.
below.
What's interesting about this video, though, is for
I'll make a
long
whole
time,
separate video
if you were
about
to
that.
try and visit 666's YouTube channel, YouTube would give you a message saying that this channel has been terminated.
Oh, okay, so I don't
Nowadays,
think
if
it
you
works
try and
anymore.
Search for 666's YouTube channel, YouTube will tell you that
Oh,
this
okay,
page
so
is just
it's
unavailable.
no point.
So there is a little bit of a mystery surrounding like what the YouTube channel 666 was and why it got deleted. Petscop. So Petscop is this like YouTube web series, and it's about this guy named Paul who finds this like long lost PlayStation 1 game. And he does a let's
which
play
one
of
is it?
But as Paul plays through Petscop, he starts
called
making these,
it's called
weird
Petscop.
and spooky and scary discoveries about Petscop, and it's all very mysterious and scary. And there's a lot to Petscop. It's pretty interesting. It's a pretty cool ARG. There's a lot to it though, so I'm just gonna leave it off here.
Petscop,
Russian
huh?
YouTubers killed by government. I am not 100% sure as to what this entry on the list is like specifically, exactly referring to, but I have an idea. So basically, there's this pretty much dead YouTube channel called FPS Russia that once made videos about showing off like different types of guns and firearms and what they were capable of doing. The YouTube channel's owner, Kyle Myers, had a partner named Keith Ratliff who would help him obtain all the firearms and guns in the videos. Where this gets weird though is in 2013, Keith Ratliff was found murdered in his very own gun store. Due to the nature of how he was shot, a suicide was ruled out, and this has led many people to theorize on who shot him. And one of these theories is that he was killed by the government. Apparently, a lot of people think that the Obama administration feared how big FPS Russia had gotten, and since, you know, the Obama administration wants to take everyone's guns away, they went out and killed Keith Ratliff. Of course, you know,
I'm like
take this
so
conspiracy with a
distracted
grain of
him
salt.
playing
It is
Minecraft instead of
literally
me
an
listening to
Alex
him
Jones
because this looks so
conspiracy theory.
interesting.
Founder of STS Russia,
I don't know why.
the biggest gun show in the world. Tied up at his offices, he's a gun manufacturer, and shot in the back of the head execution style.
Shit.
Tied up in a chair, expertly shot in the back of the head.
What's weird about this entry, though, is it specifically says Russian YouTubers killed by government. And what's weird about this is Kyle Myers and Keith Ratliff were not actually Russian. They would just put on a Russian accent in their videos as like a joke. So maybe this entry on the Iceberg is like talking about something completely unrelated, where an actual Russian YouTuber was killed by the government, but I'm pretty sure it's talking about the conspiracy theory that Keith Ratliff was killed by the government. Autopsy.
Autopsies.
I am pretty sure that this entry on the list is literally just talking about how there are autopsy videos on YouTube. It's a little bit self-explanatory.
Explain it.
390
Take it
is
forever.
a pretty
Okay.
mysterious YouTube channel.
I guess we're not gonna
with a
talk
lot
about
of weird
autopsies.
content to cover. The content on this channel ranges from like really weird cooking videos to videos of some guy just driving through the streets and filming random women. As of right now, the channel
What
has
the
around
heck?
13,000 subscribers, and many people have theories as to what this channel like really is and what it's about. One of the most popular theories about the channel right now, though, is that it is ran by a kidnapper. Many people believe that the videos of
my
him like,
God.
just driving around and filming random people is him like searching for victims to kidnap. There's also a couple other videos on the channel that lead people to believe this. There is a video called How to Move a Semi-Unconscious Body. The video is basically exactly what you'd expect it to be. It's a guy trying to move what is supposedly a semi-unconscious body. It's probably an actor, but you never know. There is really no
That's true. You never know
conclusion
nowadays with
as to
people,
what
man.
this channel is. It probably is an ARG. It probably isn't real, but I mean, there's been no true conclusion that has been come to when it comes to this channel. Period. Or full stop. I don't. So I think this entry on the list is just referring to how if you like just type in a period or just like a full stop into the search bar on YouTube and then like search for it, you just find really random and weird stuff. I don't think it really goes any deeper than that. Mr. Anime. There was once a channel on
Mr.
YouTube known
Anime?
as LensCap Productions that was ran by Trey Eric Seltzer, who went by Mr. Anime in his videos. On this channel, Trey Eric Seltzer would make anime reviews. Unfortunately, Trey
Yeah, a lot of
Eric
people do
Seltzer
that. I've
went
seen
on to
other anime
murder his
reviews.
entire family.
Oh.
Yeah. This was a real thing that happened. It made headlines. It's pretty terrible. WebDriver Torso. From September 30th, 2016 to October 31st, 2019, a channel by the name of WebDriver Torso uploaded over 600,000 videos. Nearly all of these videos consisted of a slideshow of two rectangles, one of them red and one of them blue, just like flashing on the screen. These videos were only around like 10 seconds long, and nearly all 600,000 videos was just that. Just variations of these red and blue squares just flashing on screen. There were a few videos that did break this format though. One of these videos was just a video of the Eiffel Tower at night. One of these videos was a blocked episode of Aqua Team Hunger Force.
Aqua Team Hunger Force!
Looked to just be another one of these like weird red and blue square videos. But towards the end of the video, the red square morphed into a silhouette of Rick Astley dance. For a long time, people speculated as to what this channel was, if there were like coded messages in these videos, or if these videos were like an alien life form trying to communicate with us or something like that. After many years of mystery and speculation though, Google eventually just came out and said that WebDriver Torso was a channel that they used to test YouTube upload quality. Although I would say this is pretty much most definitely a closed case. It's pretty clear that WebDriver Torso
they could be
is probably
lying.
just a thing Google uses to test YouTube upload quality. Some people still do believe that there are hidden messages somewhere in these videos. Mukon Ash Vlogs.
If anybody can figure that out,
Ash
then dang.
Vlogs is an
Kudos to
ARG
you.
about a vlogger named Ash Vlogs who is getting stalked, and at some point she gets abducted, and it's this whole spooky thing. There's a lot going on with this ARG, so I'm just gonna leave it up to you if you want to know more. It's pretty interesting. There seems to be a pretty dedicated like fan base of people that are into trying to solve this ARG. What's weird about this entry on the Iceberg though is it says Mukon Ash Vlogs. I know what Ash Vlogs is, but I have no idea what Mukon has to do with this. I don't know what Mukon means. I've done some digging and I can't find anything related to Ash Vlogs that has to do with the term Mukon. Red Book. So there is a book out there called The Red Book, and it is the work of the Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung. The Red Book is this kind of documentation and exploration by Carl Jung of his inner self. It contains a lot of psychedelic drawings of his dreams and of these mythical characters. It's a pretty weird but interesting book.
Man,
What's
it was
kind of
genius.
weird about
What
this
do you
entry on
mean?
the list, though, is there is not a whole lot of content on YouTube related to Carl Jung's Red Book. Maybe this entry on the list is trying to draw some sort of connection between YouTube and the Red Book. I don't really know. I do kind of have a more reasonable explanation for this entry on the list, though, and it relates to a paranormal, like demon ghost summoning Mexican game called El Juego del Libro Rojo, which is literally just the Spanish translation of the Red Book game. Basically, El Juego del Libro Rojo is this kind of like Ouija board demon summoning ghost summoning game.
Damn, that's
Basically, you put yourself in a dark room, you take out a red book, it needs to be read, it's a book that needs to be read, and you ask the book a question, and then you randomly open up a page in the book and place down a finger on a random page, and whatever word your finger lands on, that is the answer to your question. If your question
I feel like that's a movie.
by that, you've summoned a demon or ghost or something like that. Now, on the English side of
I feel
YouTube,
like
there
there's
is
a
not
movie
whole lot
similar
of
to that. I
content
don't know why.
related to
I
El
feel like I heard of
Juego
that.
del Libro Rojo. But on the Spanish side of YouTube, there are a lot of videos about this. I would say it's not a stretch to say that this entry on the list is not referring to Carl Jung's Red Book, but instead it is referring to
That's crazy. That's like
the
actually my first time
Mexican
hearing something
demon
about the
summoning
Red Book
game,
thing.
El Juego del Libro Rojo.
Never heard of it.
Sad Satan. Okay.
But I
So
don't mess
in
with
June of
those things.
2015,
I
the
may
YouTube
be
channel
Latin, but I ain't messing with
Obscure
that
Horror
stuff.
Corner uploaded a playthrough of a game by the name of Sad Satan. The playthrough of Sad Satan displayed a very dark and distorted horror game and had a lot of random flashing imagery and had really distorted audio throughout the game. This playthrough of the game, though, gained a lot of popularity and a lot of people gained interest in this Sad Satan game. Eventually, the popular gaming news outlet called Kotaku did an interview with the owner of the Obscure Horror Corner YouTube channel. In the interview, the owner of Obscure Horror Corner claimed that he received the download link to the Sad Satan game from an anonymous subscriber who apparently had found it on the dark web. Eventually, the owner of Obscure Horror Corner provided a download link to the Sad Satan game on Reddit, but eventually it was found out that the link provided was fake. After it was found out that the download link for the game was fake, Obscure Horror Corner went on record to say that he purposely gave out a fake download link as he felt that he did not want to be responsible for the distribution of the graphic material that could be found within the Sad Satan game. At around the same time, though, a person on 4chan who was claiming to be the anonymous subscriber that gave Obscure Horror Corner the Sad Satan download link in the first place posted his own download link to the Sad Satan game. This download of the game was eventually discovered, though, to be packed with viruses and other disdisgusting content that would brick the PC of anyone who would download
you're a
and
spectator.
run it.
Oh, sorry.
Although there
I got
are
so
now
concentrated.
safe versions of the Sad Satan game you can play, it is really recommended that you do not download this version of the game because it will brick your computer. Many people have theories as to where this Sad Satan game came from in the first place, but no theories have been truly confirmed. So it is a little bit of an open mystery. Just don't download the bad version of the game, basically. Poco Shopping.
Poco Shopping. I don't know what that
kind of
is.
parodies like Japanese television shopping.
You guys probably
programs.
thought I know what that
Videos
was.
about
Not
these,
really.
like, doll guys that try and sell you weird things like a devil's pacifier and like fresh internal organs or something like that. This video is actually made by the same guy that made the User 666 video, so that's pretty cool. Chris Chan. When it comes to Chris Chan, there was a lot going on, so I'm gonna move through this pretty quickly. Chris Chan is this YouTuber, vlogger person. She, formerly he, is the creator of a webcomic known as Sonichu, and due to the perceived amateur
looks like
nature of this
Pokemon,
comic
but okay.
and the fact that she has a mental disability, she has gained a lot of followers and a lot of trolls. It is to such a point that she has a dedicated wiki to documenting everything in her life. There are entire YouTube channels that are just dedicated to talking about Chris Chan. Some people even think that Chris Chan has one of the most well-documented lives in history. The story of Chris Chan is definitely not a simple one, but if you ask me, at the end of the day, it's a pretty unfortunate story. Local 58. So on YouTube, there is this channel called Local 58 TV Community Television, and it's kind of this parody of like your average local television broadcast station. But there's a catch. On this Local 58 community television station, there's a lot of spooky and weird things that are broadcasted, and they're all documented here on the Local 58 TV Community Television YouTube channel. It's an ARG, it's kind of cool, so, you know. Florisceta Dreams. So I had no idea what this entry on the Iceberg was like at all. I've never heard of Florisceta Dreams, so you know what I did?
Me either,
I'll tell you what I
man.
did. I went up into that YouTube search bar and I searched
Yes,
up
sir.
Florisceta Dreams.
Yes, sir.
And lo and behold, there's a channel called Florisceta Dreams with 6,000 subscribers, and it's a Spanish YouTube channel. And to
Oh.
say the YouTube videos on the Florisceta YouTube channel are weird would be kind of an understatement. Pretty much all of the videos on this YouTube channel are just an absolute trip. They're filled with tons of loud, crazy sounds and flashing imagery. It also doesn't help that the channel is nearly completely in Spanish, so I can't understand a word that is being spoken. A ton of the videos on the channel are about like weird, distorted faces. It's super weird. After translating and reading through a lot of the comments, though, it seems to be this whole entire channel is just some weird audio-visual art thing. Some people think it's connected to like an ARG, I think. Just in general, it's really hard for me to do research and learn about this because it's in Spanish, and I don't speak the language. If anyone speaks Spanish and somehow manages to be interested in this, you go right ahead.
No, I'm
Medieval
good.
found footage.
That's gonna be too
once
much for
again,
me to do.
I
Too
had
much
no
work.
idea what medieval found footage was referring to. I did some digging online, but there's not a whole lot about medieval found footage relating to YouTube. If you just go ahead and search medieval found footage into YouTube, it'll pull up a video called Medieval Found Footage. It's basically just this 40-second video of random clips from medieval movies. I'm pretty sure it's kind of just like a joke about how like it's found footage but from medieval times, even though there weren't cameras back then. Yeah, I know, I'm the joke explainer. If we look into the comments of this video though, we can get a little more insight as to what's going on with this video. A comment by Diabetes Maximus 2 says, "Boys, gals, and stuff, this thing isn't real. Most of the fragments here are parts of movies from the 40s
No,
and
duh.
60s. It was debunked by 4chan when it came out, but not gonna lie, it seems like
Nobody
an
in that
interesting
time
topic."
had
So
freaking
basically the comment is
cameras,
saying that
man.
this is fake, and
That was
it
just
debunked by
movies that they made in
4chan.
the
I tried to
40s.
find like the original 4chan thread he's referring to in this comment, but I couldn't. This entry on the Iceberg is just kind of weird, so yeah. Silent Dork. This entry on the
Silent
list
Dork.
is referring to a channel by the name of Silent Dork. The channel is formatted to make it seem like it's just like a vlog channel by this guy named Tyler.
He
The
fell.
whole thing, though, is that Tyler
Damn.
will upload these videos to his YouTube channel, but they'll be like distorted and glitched up by some paranormal force. And sometimes the paranormal force will just randomly upload videos to the channel without Tyler's knowing at all. It's kind of interesting. It's a pretty run-of-the-mill ARG, if you ask me. So, you know, look into it if you're bored one day. Exclamation point question.
Oh, that's the one I
This
wanted
one's
to
kinda
know
cool
so
because I have my own
bad.
little personal
I was
experience
curious
with
about
this
that
one.
one
On
actually.
YouTube, there is a video, but not just any kind of video.
What kind of
a
video?
Mario Kart Wii Rainbow
Oh.
Road speedrun video.
Oh,
What's interesting about
I
this
thought
video
more than that.
is that its name is literally just exclamation point question mark. And the thing about this video
Damn,
is
he's a
you
pro.
cannot search it up. If you go up into the YouTube search bar and just type in exclamation point question mark, you will not find this video. You can't. It's just impossible for some reason. The only way you can find this video is if it is recommended to you. The video has over 8.7 million views, which all come from people just randomly being recommended this video. This video is on a channel called 121KN, and it does have other videos, but the other videos on this channel are also really hard to search for because they're either in Japanese or
messed
they have
up.
really random names like A or NM.
I'm about to start typing my video like
On YouTube, there is a
that.
pretty big community
Why
of
not?
people
I think
that
that'd be
just
kind of funny.
hate monkeys. Just absolutely despise them for some reason. If you were to search up the term monkey hate into YouTube, you will find just playlist after playlist filled with videos relating to monkey hate. Some of the videos being pretty tame, though some of the videos being borderline animal abuse. A lot of the comments on these monkey videos are super weird too. Like if you were to click on one of these monkey hate playlists and watch some of the monkey videos on it, you would find comment after comment of people talking about how much they want to hurt monkeys and like terrible things they want to do to them. It's a really weird situation and a pretty unfortunate one too. There are a lot of theories as to why this like community of people dedicated to hating monkeys exists. One of the more popular theories is that these videos and comments dedicated to hating monkeys come from people that live in countries such as India where monkeys are just generally seen as pests. Although I do think this theory accounts for some of the people in this monkey hate community, I don't think it's the majority of it because a lot of these monkey hate videos and monkey hate comments are coming from people that clearly are not from India, clearly originate from an English-speaking country. Another theory is that this is just some really convoluted trolling scheme. You know, there are a lot of people on the internet out there that just like saying terrible things and posting terrible things just for the sake of being terrible and getting that shock value and getting people's attention. And some people think that's what's going on with this monkey hate community, that it's just a bunch of people trolling and saying terrible things about monkeys to get attention. Although I do think some of the people within this monkey hate community might be just kind of trolling. I don't think that's what the majority of people are. At this point, it honestly just seems to me that there are people out there that just genuinely dislike monkeys to such an extent
Just
that
dislike
they feel the
monkeys.
need to go on YouTube and make comments talking about how much they absolutely despise monkeys and how they want to hurt them. Now,
Oh my
obviously, you
gosh.
don't need to
I
like
like monkeys,
but
though.
it's pretty unfortunate that this community of people is allowed to just exist on YouTube. You know, animal abuse isn't really cool. I think YouTube should probably do something about this. This isn't the kind of stuff that I think should be just on
Yeah.
YouTube. This should be reserved for probably the more far-flung corners of the internet. Anuncio inteligente.
Huh?
So, anuncio inteligente is a Spanish term, and according to Google Translate, it translates to English as smart ad. So I had to do quite a bit of digging to figure out what this entry on the iceberg was referring to, but I actually think I found it. I believe this entry on the iceberg is referring to a Facebook post made in
Oh my God, I think my
2019
allergies
that
are hitting me
garnered
right
quite
now.
a bit
My
of
nose is, like,
attention. This
freaking
post
out.
came from a man by the name of, excuse my pronunciation, Raul Navarrete. As you
Raul?
can see, this post is in Spanish, so I had to go about translating it.
I may be
I don't
Spanish,
speak
but I can't read
so I
Spanish.
had to use Google Translate here. I think we got a
Yes,
pretty good
guys, I can't read
version of it,
Spanish, okay? Leave me
But I think
alone.
it kind of goes without saying that Google Translate isn't perfect, so in some spots it is a little bit weird. But basically, here's what this post says. Something super strange just happened to me. I was watching YouTube videos through my smart TV when suddenly an ad appears, as it always happens on
Wait,
YouTube.
but I have a smart
I was
TV.
going to skip it when suddenly I saw this ad. It lasted more than 5 hours.
What?
I was very surprised and I called my dad to see how long it lasted. I took a picture of it while I was waiting for my dad to arrive. The girl in the ad spent it talking, and by the time my dad arrived, she directed her gaze towards him. Even my dad said so mockingly that she was watching him. My dad and I stood in front of the television. The girl fell silent and we felt like she was looking at us. We kept thinking that it was impossible for her to see us. It was not a video call or anything like that. It was a simple advertisement for YouTube. It was simply impossible for it to see us. We made fun of how silly it sounded. The girl kept talking, but suddenly she approached the screen and was already beginning to give us some fear and discomfort. My dad wanted to test if she could hear us and said the word Changa a few times, and thus the unthinkable happened. This Asian girl said Changa back. At that moment, we get scared and I look for the control to skip the ad. Between my dad and I, we decide that we were very tired. It really was a long and tiring day, but in the way we could not ignore this fact, and we better turn off the television. My doubts are, what the hell just happened? Do televisions have cameras? If so, then if I see it possible to be watched, and finally, YouTube was hacked.
That's a
this
good
thing that happened to my
question.
dad and I scared us. If someone has gone through something like that, I would
Oh
like
my
to know
God,
their
imagine
story.
nowadays
This
on
is
smart
mine.
TVs.
So obviously, like I said, a little bit of a word salad there sometimes. Google Translate isn't perfect, but I think we can kind of see what's going on here. Basically, this post is saying that this guy was like watching YouTube videos on his smart TV, and then all of a sudden this 5-hour ad pops up. But it turns out it's not like your normal everyday video ad. It turns out it's like a video call in which the person in the video call can hear and see them. So is this real? I mean, although anyone can make an ad for YouTube, there are certain requirements that need to be met. For your video to be able to work as an ad on YouTube, it needs to be a certain file format. But a like live stream video chat thing that can detect like audio and a webcam would not meet the file format requirements necessary to work as an ad on YouTube. The only way that I could imagine this could have possibly legitimately happened is if YouTube somehow is like secretly rolling out a new function for ads in which it's not like a video, but it's a video chat thing, which is such a far-fetched idea. I think if YouTube was planning on rolling something out like that, they would let people know about it. Not to mention, there would probably be a huge amount of legal problems with it, and there'd probably be a whole lot of privacy concerns with it. I guess something worth kind of considering is that YouTube ads can be super long. Like, there are reports out there of people getting like 2-hour ads, 3-hour ads. And
What
so
the
this guy saying that he
heck?
got a 5-hour ad isn't like too much of
Yo,
a stretch,
YouTube
I
is
guess.
tweaking with these
And I guess it
ads
is,
being
like,
that
kind
long.
of technically possible.
But I don't see that
just out
happening
of pure
anymore.
Coincidence, the girl in this ad just seemed like she
That's
was
crazy.
watching them.
That's
She
crazy,
just
man.
happened to say the same word that the dude said. Though at the end of the day, I think it's pretty clear what's going on here. It's a creepypasta. Some dude just made this up. It is pretty interesting though. Also, like a cool idea. This thing, yeah.
It's the Asian
Okay,
word, right?
so this Japanese text here refers to a YouTube channel by the same name.
Oh my
I would try and
gosh.
translate this into English, though even in Japanese, these characters like don't make any sense. If you put this term into Google Translate and make it pronounce it for you, it makes this sound. So I'm just gonna call it from now on. So
It
is
could be a different language in Asian because
it's
they
a
have
weird
so
channel.
many.
No one is entirely sure as to who's behind it and what it's really about and what's going on with it. Basically, what happens in a lot of these videos is there's like this Barbie doll guy and he just says stuff to you. I'll play a quick clip of one of the videos.
No, don't do it. I don't want to see. Oh. Konnichiwa.
バーチャル YouTuber のヌグムです。
I'm gonna skip if I repeat the same words he says. I feel like he might pop up my screen.
He usually says some pretty disturbing stuff to you, like he wants to suck the lifeblood out of you, talking about how he's approaching you.
What
It's
the
a pretty
heck?
weird channel. Really, no one is quite sure as to what it's about. Some people think it's like some sort of weird like art project or art installation, which I guess, I mean, anything can be art if you
I feel like people
try
just do that
hard
'cause they're
enough.
bored,
Some people like
honestly.
to think that this channel is ran by an AI, so that's a thing. I really don't know though. No one on the internet seems to know what this channel really is and what it's about and what it's supposed to be and what the point of it is. It's just mainly videos of this Barbie doll guy just saying stuff to you. Honestly, if you ask me, I think it's just weird for the sake of being weird. Some people say that there's like hidden messages in some of these videos, and there totally could be, but if you ask me, I think this is just kind of a channel that's just super weird for the sake of being super weird. Sequel to Me at the Zoo. So this entry on the list is a little bit weird, but I'll give it my best shot. So if you didn't know, the very first video uploaded to YouTube is called Me at the Zoo, and it's by YouTube's co-founder, Jad Karim.
Oh,
this
yes,
video has kind of a
co-founder.
little bit of a diseased history. It's had quite a few problems throughout its time on YouTube. For a while, it had a really bad problem with bots spamming the comment section. Like, it was really bad at a point. In fact, it was so bad that Me at the Zoo was the first video to reach 10 million comments. The Me at the Zoo video has also had a pretty big problem where the video will be hacked and have the description changed. The description of the video has been changed to many things throughout the year. At one point, it was a sub-to-sub scam. At one point, it was a Rickroll. And at one point, the description read, update video at 10 million subs. So I think this entry on the Iceberg, sequel to Me at the Zoo, is talking about how the description of the Me at the Zoo video at one point read, update video at 10 million subs. So like, there'd be like a sequel to Me at the Zoo at 10 million subs. I think it should be noted though that the hacking problem with this video seems like it's come to an end. The description now just reads, the first video on YouTube. Maybe it's time to go back to the zoo. Happy anniversary.
Happy
Mara Murray
anniversary.
was a
Oh, I
woman
thought that
who
was the last
disappeared
one,
on the
honestly.
evening of February 9th, 2004, after a car crash on Route 112 near Woodsville, New Hampshire. She was a 21-year-old nursing student, and since this car crash, her whereabouts are still unknown. She just disappeared. Now, in of itself, this is a pretty weird story. But here's where it takes an even weirder turn. Exactly 8 years after Mara Murray's disappearance, a YouTube channel by the name of 112 Dirtbag uploaded a video called Happy Anniversary. Basically, what happens in this Happy Anniversary video is there's this old guy who just stares at the camera and starts manically laughing.
Because that's her. That'd be crazy if it was. Yeah, it could be. Like, I got away with it, bitches. Stupid. Dang.
He just hysterically breaks down, starts laughing at the camera. He starts winking at the camera. He's missing some teeth. He's a greasy old guy. It goes on like this for a minute, and the video ends with the words, Happy Anniversary splashing on the screen. Might I remind you, this video was uploaded on the 8th anniversary of Mara Murray's disappearance. So already this is seeming kind of weird, a little bit suspicious. You know, a weird old guy uploads a video of him laughing at the camera on the 8-year anniversary disappearance of someone. Although at first it kind of seems possible that this is just a really weird coincidence. But after you start looking into the name of the YouTube channel, 112 Dirtbag, it's pretty clear that it's not a coincidence. 112 isn't just some random number. Mara Murray crashed her car on Route 112. And Mara Murray's father has gone on record calling the kidnappers or abductors of Mara Murray dirtbags. So at this point, it kind of starts adding up a little bit. It kind of seems like it's possible that 112 Dirtbag is ran by the person who abducted Mara Murray.
Oh.
And he decided to upload the Happy Anniversary video as kind of like a way to mock Mara Murray's family or something like that. Eventually, there actually
That's
was
cold.
an investigation into the 112 Dirtbag channel. And it turns out that this guy in the video is Alden Olson, and he's just kind of a nut. Apparently, the local police station actually looked into him after this whole Happy Anniversary thing, and they found that he has little to no connection with the Mara Murray story at all. He's just some crazy old guy.
He's just-
who wanted to
he's just a
insert
loony.
himself into the Mara Murray situation.
Wow.
For attention. Till this day, though, the true whereabouts of Mara Murray are still unknown, so
Bruh.
YouTube watches you. So this is it. We're at the bottom now. And the last one is just YouTube watches you. Honestly, a little bit of an anticlimactic end if you ask me. The fact that YouTube watches you isn't really much of a secret. Pretty much everyone knows this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, YouTube will take note of the kind of videos that interest you. It'll watch you, it'll see what interests you, and it will recommend you videos that seem to fit your interests. That's just what YouTube does. It's almost as though that every YouTube account is personalized. Huh. Yeah, that was it. That was the YouTube iceberg. From the tip of the iceberg to the deepest,
that was
darkest
a
depths,
lot of stuff,
we,
man.
Pretty much tried to identify everything
Wow.
on the list, and some of the things on this list are pretty clear, and some of the things on this list are still a little bit mysterious. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And anyway,
Why are you so close to the mic, man? See you, man. Alright, that was crazy. Man, YouTube is a weird, dark place with so many secrets, man, and conspiracies and stuff like that. Like, what the heck? Even I don't even know most of this stuff. But yeah, Biggs, I hope you're happy. I uploaded Iceberg, alright? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. It's been your boy JangleX. Take care and peace.
Well, I think you're pretty great.